that note, Ms. Jacob, let's talk about how Malaysia has been housing migrants from different parts of the world. And let's talk about how countries in Asia have been supporting refugees flowing in.
Okay, for Malaysia, actually the treatment for refugees, basically Malaysia do not recognize refugee, but even we do not recognize refugee, but there's many refugees who are here, and they do not have any rights for livelihood. Basically, they can't work, so they become basically a kind of a illegal person in Malaysia. So in that case, when they are basically in our human rights term, we call them as undocumented workers or people, but you can't deny their rights as a human being. Their basic human rights shouldn't be denied based on any identity or whether they have a document or not. So that is basically the situation, and a lot of abuses happens for the refugee, including the migrant workers, especially those who are undocumented. And even for the documented migrant workers, there's always an extortion done by these authorities.
Right. So, Ms. Jacob, what you're saying here is that it's, of course, a global issue, the treatment of refugees and migrants. But let's talk about the numbers. How many people have flown into Asia and have been housed within countries in Asia? Those coming from Myanmar, those coming from Syria, those coming from Afghanistan, all these different places.
Basically, for migrants, we have about about 6,000 to 7,000, and then another 2,000 refugees. I'm not exactly sure how many, but overall we have about 2,000 refugees. So it's kind of a whole big. We don't have an exact statistic of how many, but this is more or less the figure in Malaysia.
Right.